Hey guys, so this is for NA10 fans. We know that NA10 is a very good platform for automating workflows, and as we know, the automations are changing the landscape of business. How earlier people used to do the business, now each and every task, the repetitive task, can be automated through these automations. So NA10 or Make.com are the market leaders in this space. But today I am going to talk about one more tool which is available into the market and is actually very good and interesting to explore. I was able to create even the workflow by a single prompt, and even complex workflows like researching a person or guest for a podcast. So let's dive into that and see to it what tool it is and what all options tools it provides us to run. So let's get started. So the tool which we were talking about is called as MindStudio, and it provides us to create different type of workers, as they say, or agents, which we can build out of it. So I've already created a login. So we need to create a login first, and that is like you can do with your Google Gmail login, and then you can go into the my workspace. So once we get into it, we get an interface like this, which we can see there are a lot of agents already created. So these are all the workers or agents they call, which are having different capabilities. And the best part is these workers or agents can be invoked from the browser itself. If you see, if I have to invoke any of the tools, so this is the way I can do it. So so it's directly can be executed from this browser. I don't need to go anywhere else. So that's the best part of it. And if you see, we have different agents which are already there. Like if you want to do some deep research, so this agent can be run, and we need to just provide the topic, and then we will get the details in the form of a PDF as shown here. So it also contains all the details, what kind of model it will be using and all. So similarly, we have research people or generate a podcast. So if I want to run, if I want to generate a podcast for any of the document, if I want to understand that document, it is very helpful. Like other day I saw a tool which was like you can similarly, if I want to do it for this, I can just open a GitHub repository and then I can run it, and then I'll get the it in the form of a podcast, and then that can be very useful. We have fact checkers which can check the facts, or we can emails, executive summaries, and TLDR is like an instant article. Like if I open any recent article, this is article which I wanted to check. So if I run this, so what it will do, it will read the scraped data from this page, and then it will start generating articles, and it does not takes much of the time. See, if you just clicked it in split second, it generated the summary of that article. So people and entities who are there, Donald Trump, and where it is, World Trade Organization, and everything is there in split seconds. Similarly, if I have to, if I open another article, so again, if I go for a run, and this is, by the way, I am just running it on my free plan, and I'll talk about it in some time. But yeah, if I again run it, it's running, and again, if you see, it has come up with a summary and people and all those things. So this is how it is, how powerful this tool is, and it runs in split seconds. So I just wanted to show a use case which I have been using right now. Before that, let's discuss about the pricing, how and what it offers. So if we are using the free plan, that is the community plan, so you have to pay $0 plus the usage cost, whatever we use, will be built. But again, 10,000 free runs per month are already there in this plan. So we have a lot of flexibility there to run the agents on free plan itself. Then there is no processing fee. You don't have to enter your credit card. And I think if we go beyond 10,000 runs, then this is the pricing what we have. It also provides for the RAG databases. We can create those RAGs and all. So the people from coming from the N10 background or technical who understands the RAG may get it. Again, we can have full API access and everything. So API is also available. So that's a really powerful feature to give in just the community edition plan. I'm just trying to give the fair idea of this tool. So what I personally felt about it. So even I've tried creating one of the agents for myself, my use case. So I'll just showcase that. So what we actually are doing, we generally invite people for the podcast, and we have different guests, and we have certain criterias. And so generally what we have to do, we have to search the LinkedIn, or we have to source the leads, and mostly our guests are on LinkedIn. So we generally follow a practice where we have this sheet where we have the location, the name of the guest, the description of their brand, what they do, their email address, their YouTube channel, the socials, the LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and other columns which we have, which is generally it's a part of lead. We keep the information. So we generally used to enter these information manually. We had to go and search, and then we had to enter this. Now what I have done here is, this is a Google sheet, and this is a Google table which I have created. In this, these columns are getting auto-populated through my agent. So whenever I open a LinkedIn page, let's say this page I have opened, and now I feel like I need to invite this guest to my podcast. So what I'll be doing, I'll just go through this, and on-demand lead inserter agent. When I click this, it will run, and once it start running, it will scrape this data, and once it scrapes, it will arrange it in columns and then insert it into the sheet. So if you see, we have a new entry here where it has actually captured the location from the page, the name of the person, the description, what they do, and if there is the email is found, then it will enter it, otherwise it will say not found. Similarly, the LinkedIn profile of that individual, and then Twitter and Instagram. So this is a basic use case I've created, but again, it can be enhanced to a very professional level where we can increase different hops where it can collect more information. Like I have a plan to create one more agent, which is kind of in the build state right now, where I will be researching that podcast guest, and that too through this agent. So I don't need to do anything. I will be just this is the workflow. So if you see, it will collect the information of the person, and then it will search for the person, then analyze the search results, and it will check for the needed, and then it will select the correct person. If we are targeting the actual person which we are, and then it will extract the professional information, and then after that it will find the social media profiles, search news, mentions if that person has been mentioned on any other news channels or articles, generate comprehensive report, and then present the final report. And that report then can be attached as a file here, which I can add as a column. Like a file, I can insert column, and then this should be a type of file. Yeah, so it should be type of file, and then I can attach that file here, so that that person is completely researched. So this is the power of this tool, and it took me not more than half an hour, 30 minutes to build both of these agents. And let me take you through one of the agent which is a simple workflow. Before that, I'll just introduce you to the complete interface. So here we have the list of all the agents which are publicly available and can be used by any of us who want to use it, and under the 10,000 credits which we get. And this is the history of what all runs we have done in the past. This is the usage, what all runs or usage I have already done, like today I have used it, what all agents I have used and run. These are the build area where we can create those agents, and then these agents show up here. And these are the drafted one which we have started creating and have not been published yet. So this is my workspace, and we can have more team members, and this is the billing and developer access if you want API and integrations and everything. So this is how it is. If we want that to be an extension, that this can also be added as an extension. So I have already added. So then we can directly invoke that agent from browser itself, rather than in case of anytime like we have create a webhook and then we have to kind of call that webhook or trigger it from there, or triggering part is always from the backend in case of n10, but here we have an extension and which we can use to trigger this workflow easily. So one of the benefit, like as I mentioned, I created this agent which easily, if I'm browsing the LinkedIn and I saw one of the contact as the potential guest for my podcast, I can directly go and run this agent, and then done and dusted. So that's it. And then if I connect it to the research agent, the podcast research agent, it will also do the complete research for me. So it's very easy and makes life convenient. Fine. So let's deep dive into this on-demand agent. It's a simple agent which I have created. So again, for the interface, when we open it, we have the system prompt which defines what the agent does. So if I created it through a system prompt, then otherwise if I started directly from an automation tab, then I can just directly click on the start and then start creating. So we get the start at the initial level. Once I do that, we can add different type of blocks. We have these blocks: generate text, generate image, display content, generate asset, and many more. If you want to see more blocks, we have different blocks which are available. Like we can update into the existing sheet, Google Sheet or document, or create new sheet, or lot of things are available. Different options are available, and generate speech using AI, analyze image using AI. Lot of blocks are there, and then the third block which we have here. So let me start with the first block. So in this case, if you see that we have different run modes, so I can call this agent on demand, that is a default. I can schedule it, I can trigger it based on the email or browser extension. So in my case, I have selected the browser extension option. So it has few what we call as variable launch variables. In case of extension, we are not required to give that, because it should directly capture that URL, the metadata of that page, and then page content and every other details which is mentioned here. So once that is done, the next step is I have given it a prompt stating that tell me about the person presented on this page. I am considering this person as a prospect for my podcast and as a potential lead to add to my CRM. That is the sheet, Google Sheet. I need following details specifically. If you do not find any value for any column, then place a not found as the value, because we can build further things. If suppose after this I did not found anything, I can then start another block searching for that. So that's the reason to keep it. And then required links is we have to capture the LinkedIn URL include the YouTube link if it is there in the YouTube channel. And details to extract is the location, name, description, email, YouTube link, and every other details. So here we have given a variable. So if I give double colon, so it opens all the variables, and from that I can select. So I have selected the page content. So I have given the page content also to that agent, so that in the prompt, so that it reads from that page content and then identify this. Once it is identified, then it has to save it to a variable, or it can display it to my screen. So I have selected it to my variable in the form of CSV, and it shows how it will be showing that. So as we see that name, comma, value. So this is how it will be placing it as a usual CSV, comma separated CSV file. So here I have selected Gemini, which is the go-to model right now for me. So Flush I have selected, but again, if you see, we have n number of options to explore, whether it is Mistral, whether it is OpenAI, whether it is Perplexity, whether it is Meta, DeepSeek, anything you want. All of the models are available. And the best part is you don't even need to key in any API settings or anything, because it is available. And in N8N we have to use our own APIs or our own LLM. Here everything is integrated, and we are paying the price just for the inference, not anything else. So that's really nice. And the temperature settings, we have the response time setting. This is the usual settings which we generally do for LLM. So moving to the next block, again we see that I have selected a update Google Sheet block, where I have selected the user, and then the lead gen automation is the name of the file. And there are options, like I've asked it to add any value to the bottom, and that's how it does. And then it's the sheet. So spreadsheet content is like I have given the my variable, which was this my variable name, which we can always run diagnostic to. If you are building a flow like this, you can always run diagnostic. So it will run the diagnostic, and then it will analyze the flow and validate it. If there are any errors, issues, then it would automatically check those errors, and then finally it will, whatever has been broken, and then it will fix that. That's how it can be used. And then it's really helpful when you are building a new flow from scratch. I'll also show that can always apply the changes or reject it, so that way we can change this workflow. As of now, I'm rejecting it. Now if I suppose I want to build a new agent by just a single prompt, so I'll just share that how powerful it is and how easy it is. Let me again go into the create agent. I'll just click on generate prompt. Agent that does comparisons for a product, let's say micro SaaS, and where does my tool stand? So if I generate this, so it should be generating a prompt, and that's a system prompt. Once I get that prompt, then I would be able to easily create a agent by that prompt. Complete agent means I don't need to create each and individual block, which I showed earlier.
So this is what it has generated as system prompt comparison system for microservice solutions. Process users by comparing their microservice solution against market competitors. Details of the user microservice product and market competitors. So this is how it will work. The system performs detailed product comparison for microservice solution, analyzing where the user tool stands in the market. These systems provide structured analysis to help understand their product position related to their competitors. And then again, it has given some tasks, data collection, SWOT analysis, and everything else.
Now, if I go and say generate workflow, let me copy this first. And I would say generate workflow, and what do you want the agent to do? I would say this, and then I'll say generate agent. As soon as I create it, now it has started generating that agent. And this is like a kind of very beautiful animation of bees getting together and creating something out of this. So it takes some time. I'll take a break and then I'll come back. Okay, so we have our agent created now. So if you see, it has such beautifully presented. It means if you can see it clearly, like micro SAS competitor analysis and SWOT report generator. What it will do, it will generate a SWOT report for you. And how the invocation, this workflow will be manually invoked by user who needs to analyze their micro SaaS product market position. Users will find out a series of forms with details about their products and competitors. The system prompt is this. The workflow steps are these. These are the variables. These are the general assets. These are the custom functions. These are the price comparison and chart generators and everything. So it's a very complex workflow which is it has created, and just single line of sentence or a prompt which I gave it to, and then it generated a prompt out of it, and from that prompt I got this workflow. If you see, it has created so many blocks. Let's dive in and let's try to accept it. Once we accept it, then it starts creating those if you're happy with that, the whole workflow, is it achieving the goal what you wanted to achieve? So that way we can go through the complete page and then understand. And again, we can start from zero again. So it's really powerful. Means I don't see this on other platforms, although we have some single prompt which we can provide and create the workflows, but somewhere these type of complex workflows still not there on other platforms. And as this platform is removing the complexities of API integration or integrating it on different tools, so there are integrations also here. Like we can connect our Google Sheet, our Google account, or Notion, and many more applications which are generally used by mostly. So it will also generate charts, it will generate PDF, it will do the pricing comparison, process competitor data, system prompt. I think that is complete. And as of now, I have not paid a single penny for these agent, and I can directly go and test this platform and run. So it's really insane. Means I think this type of implementation is democratizing the RPA, the automation, robotic process automation, the repetitive tasks which we do. What I mean by that is, when you see automations, it used to be through Python coding, and then you had to code it along, and that was not at all possible for the non-techies. Now, if you see, just on a single line of sentence, I'm able to create a complete workflow, and I'll show you, like, if you have some issues into that, also that can be run through diagnostic, and then diagnostic will automatically correct those issues, and then it will fix them, and then you can run it. So very little understanding, you just have to have the creativity, and the sky is the limit then. Okay, so now we have this agent created, and we have this video, a standard one, which they share once the agent is created, what steps we need to follow once the post architect checklist, like the architect agent has created this agent for us, what we should check and how we should check. So you may go through the video.
Hi there, everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you what you should be doing after the MindStudio architect has finished building.
Yeah, so that's it. So now I'll not go deep dive into the flow, but again, if you see, it has created some different flows, and now like it will be correcting the product information, and then it has process competitor data, then scrape the competitor's website and all those things. So it's kind of first identify the competitors, and then after that it is going to scrape and then do the SWOT analysis, and then generate a summary and generate the report. So this is how it has kind of run through this. We can get all the details from here, and these are the functions it has created, like different functions. These are the different inputs which are required. This is the main workflow which we are looking at, and we have this model settings which we can change if we want to globally, and yeah, otherwise we can just set at a single level. Like in N10 we have to go and set for each and every node. Here we can set the global, so is the evaluation and the profiler which can run and test the prompts and all. So that's it. I think this was a demo just to understand how powerful this tool is, and how easily we can create an agent out of it. As you see that it is really easy now to create such complex workflows through just single prompt, and that too we can run it through diagnostic and fix the errors. So I hope you like this content, and you are also blown away with ease of this tool, the automation tool, and you will also try. If you try, do let me know what are your thoughts in the comments. If you like the content, do subscribe. We will be posting such type of automations and different AI related stuffs on this channel. See you in the next one. Thank you.